Good afternoon. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. The crystallized weather station in Dillon shows nearly 2 inches of rain in the past 2 weeks, enough to lift a Stage 2 fire ban starting this Friday. Enforcing the ban has been busy work, with campfires and backyard fires outlawed. In 3 weeks, authorities have responded to 49 illegal campfires, writing a dozen tickets. Fireworks will remain banned, but authorities have not written a ticket or confiscated any fireworks after 15 calls countywide. 9 of those came on July 4th. Dispatch has taken 22 calls for reported wildfire smoke, all of which were false alarms. There have also been 2 dumpster fires. More than a dozen people were cited countywide by police in the days before July 4th, twice as many as the previous 2 weeks combined. Most people were cited for missing court and now have arrest warrants, including one man charged with bribing police. 4 people were arrested for harassment or assault, including one man charged with assaulting a cop in Breckenridge and a woman charged for assault with a deadly weapon. Summit County recently filed its 2020 financial report, including a breakdown of anything and everything tied to cash in the county. Real estate is Summit's biggest cash cow, assessed at $2.1 billion in 2020, up 40% in a decade. Actual value last year was 12 times more, nearly $24 billion. All that pricey property means more tax revenue, up 129% since 2014, from $18 million to $43 million. Vail Resorts Property Management is the county's biggest taxpayer, paying 3.6% of all taxes, followed by Climax Mine and Public Service Company, aka Xcel Energy. Copper Mountain, Breckenridge Grand Vacations, Beaver Run, and Quest also make up the top 10. This week on the State of Summit.
When you've been around a long time, it's like, wow, it's not like it used to be. And we can't, you can't look backwards, you got to look forwards. But yeah, it's interesting. We've had a lot of change over the last, especially most recent decade.
That was Marty Ferris, Summit County Finance Director for the past 16 years, now in her 3rd decade with the department. Everyone knows the county's growing, but maybe no one sees it more clearly than Ferris in the numbers, spreadsheets, and 160-page reports.
I like to say it was a much simpler time when I started 37 years ago.
In the past decade alone, county assets and funds have grown 67%, from $190 million in 2011 to $317 million last year. And that money's coming and going to more places than ever.
It's gotten very complex. I think when I started, we had maybe 10 different funds. And a fund is, like we have Road and Bridge, we have the library, those are funds. You keep track of those operations separately, kind of like different businesses. And we're now up over 30 funds.
Ferris says her department is also tracking more ballot-funded initiatives like 1A Strong Futures, and then the pandemic hit.
Normally we're, $3 to $4 million in federal dollars. Well, in 2020 we received over $14 million in federal awards, and that comes with a lot more stringent reporting and tracking, and there was a lot of moving parts.
With COVID came all the Xeroxing, at least 1,000 pages for the county's annual financial audit.
I worked harder than I ever have in any year because there was all the normal stuff you had to keep up with. We had to pay our employees, we had to pay our bills, and then there's all this other tracking of stuff that we had to do on top.
Last year's hard work recently earned Ferris and her team an award for excellence in financial reporting for the 32nd year in a row. Tune in again next Wednesday for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. In sports, the Rockies play the Diamondbacks tonight at 7:40. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, Race 3 of the Summit Mountain Challenge Town Series is next Wednesday, July 14th at the Pennsylvania Gulch Grind. See the map and sign up at mavsports.com. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.